Intuition is not imagination or wishful thinking. It's a deep inner knowing that operates beyond logic and emotion. It's the immediate understanding of something without conscious reasoning. While logic uses past experiences and analysis, intuition is instantaneous. It bypasses mental noise and connects directly with a deeper awareness, one that senses patterns and truths invisible to the rational mind. This inner compass is always active, quietly offering insights through subtle impressions, sensations, or unexpected clarity. But most people ignore it, waiting for certainty or proof. That hesitation blocks access to one of the most powerful tools for making aligned choices. Intuition doesn't shout, it doesn't argue or demand. It whispers, it nudges, it presents a quiet certainty that's often drowned out by doubts, distractions, and societal conditioning. In a world obsessed with data, plans, and external validation, the voice within is often dismissed as unreliable or irrational. But it's precisely this voice that can guide you toward the path meant for you. Think about the moments when you just knew. You couldn't explain how, but something felt right or wrong. That wasn't a guess. It was your inner voice speaking clearly without filters. Whether you listened or ignored it, the experience left a mark. Intuition always leaves evidence, even when we don't recognize it in the moment. The importance of intuition is especially relevant when facing choices that logic cannot fully answer. Life's biggest decisions, relationships, purpose, spiritual calling, require more than facts. They demand alignment. That alignment comes from within, not from calculations or opinions. Cultivating intuition doesn't mean rejecting reason. It means allowing both to coexist, with intuition leading the way in unfamiliar territory. It's the gateway to clarity, especially when the next step is uncertain. The more you learn to trust it, the more confident and calm your decisions become. You already have this power. It's not something to develop from scratch. It's something to remember, to reawaken. And once you do, it will change the way you live, choose, and move through the world. Intuition communicates in many forms, and recognizing these signals is the first step in mastering it. Unlike rational thought, which relies on language and analysis, intuitive messages often come as feelings, images, inner voices, or sudden clarity. These signals may appear subtle, but their precision is unmistakable when you know what to look for. Physical sensations are one of the most direct ways intuition shows up. A tightening in the chest, a sense of lightness, chills, or a knot in the stomach are all signs that your body is reacting to energy before your mind can process it. These are not random feelings. They are intelligent responses from your energetic field, alerting you to something significant. Another channel is the inner voice. This is not the same as mental chatter. It's calm, neutral, and direct. It may say something simple like, wait, go, or not this. Unlike anxiety, which spirals and repeats, intuition delivers its message once, with clarity and stillness. Visual intuition may come as images, symbols, or mental flashes. You might suddenly picture someone before they call or imagine an outcome before it unfolds. These moments are not coincidences. They're glimpses into the unseen dynamics surrounding you. Paying attention to these visuals can sharpen your awareness of patterns before they manifest physically. You may also experience intuitive knowing. This is when you simply know something without understanding why. There is no reasoning, yet you're sure. This knowing doesn't beg for validation. It feels like truth. It holds a quiet authority that needs no defense. Distinguishing between fear and intuition is essential. Fear is reactive, loud, and chaotic. It seeks safety. Intuition is steady, quiet, and clear. It seeks truth. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, is this thought pushing me out of fear or pulling me from a place of trust? The body always knows the difference if you're willing to listen. Learning to decode your intuition is like learning a new language. With attention and practice, these signals become familiar, reliable, and impossible to ignore. The ability to access intuition is natural, but many internal and external factors can suppress it. These blocks don't erase your intuitive power, they simply mask it. To reactivate your inner voice, you must first identify what's silencing it. Mental noise is one of the biggest obstacles. Constant thinking, over-analyzing, and looping thoughts fill the mind with static, leaving no space for quiet guidance. Intuition thrives in stillness. When your mind is overwhelmed with to-do lists, fears, or second-guessing, intuitive signals get lost in the clutter. Emotional interference is another barrier. Fear, in particular, can mimic intuition, leading to confusion. But fear is frantic. It demands immediate action to avoid pain. Intuition, by contrast, is calm, even when warning you. When you're caught in cycles of anxiety or doubt, it's difficult to tell the difference. To hear clearly, emotions must be acknowledged and released, not ignored or suppressed. Limiting beliefs also distort intuition. If you carry unconscious ideas like, "I'm not good at making decisions," or "I need approval to trust myself," you'll hesitate to act on inner guidance. These beliefs create internal conflict, making intuitive clarity feel out of reach. Awareness of these patterns is the first step in dissolving them. Social conditioning adds another layer. From early on, people are taught to value logic, authority, and proof over inner knowing. You're encouraged to seek answers outside yourself, experts, data, consensus. While information is valuable, it becomes a barrier when it overrides personal truth. The more you defer to others, the more disconnected you become from your own compass. Technology and distraction also contribute. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, and digital noise keep your awareness scattered. Intuition requires presence. It doesn't compete with stimulation, it waits. Until your attention slows down and turns inward, the voice of your inner self remains faint. Finally, self-doubt silences intuition. Every time you ignore a gut feeling and later regret it, the mind learns not to trust itself. Rebuilding that trust takes intention. It starts with quiet moments, honest reflection, and the willingness to listen, even when what you hear challenges your comfort. Developing intuition is not about waiting for rare flashes of insight. It's about building a consistent relationship with your inner awareness through daily practice. Like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Simple actions, repeated with intention, can awaken deep clarity and guidance. Start with silence. Create space in your day where no information is coming in. Turn off distractions, close your eyes, sit in stillness, even for 5 minutes. In this quiet, your attention begins to turn inward. This is where intuitive signals naturally rise, when your mind is no longer flooded with input. Conscious breathing is another direct tool. When you focus on your breath, your nervous system calms, and your awareness centers in the present moment. Try slow inhales through the nose, followed by gentle exhales through the mouth. As your body relaxes, subtle impressions surface. These are often overlooked in daily rush, but become clear when you slow down. Writing can also reveal your inner voice. Set aside a few minutes each morning to ask yourself a question. Something simple like, "What do I need to know today?" Then write without editing. Don't judge or analyze. Let the answers flow. This practice bypasses logic and taps into unconscious knowing, often bringing surprising insight. Pay attention to small choices. Throughout the day, pause and check in before acting. Ask, does this feel light or heavy, open or closed? Your body is an intuitive instrument. Sensations like tension, warmth, or calm are real-time signals. Over time, you'll recognize how your system responds to truth versus misalignment. Create a ritual of reflection before sleep. Review key moments from your day. Where did you feel guided? When did you ignore an inner nudge? This builds self-awareness and strengthens trust in your own perception. Most importantly, act on what you receive. Intuition strengthens when it's honored. Each time you follow it, even in small ways, your confidence grows. Over time, guidance becomes clear, quick, and reliable, not because the voice changes, but because you're finally listening. Decisions rooted in spiritual clarity feel grounded, purposeful, and peaceful, even when they're challenging. They don't come from pressure, urgency, or emotional swings. They arise from alignment, where your mind, body, and energy field all signal a quiet yes. Developing the ability to make such choices requires a shift in how you approach decisions altogether. Start by asking the right questions. Instead of, "What should I do?" ask, "What decision aligns with my highest path?" This change in language bypasses fear and moves your attention toward deeper truth. When you ask from a higher place, the answers that come carry more resonance. They often feel light, expansive, or inevitable. Avoid rushing the process. Intuition doesn't operate on demand. It unfolds in stillness, not speed. If you're unsure, create space rather than forcing an answer. Give your system time to reveal what's true. Waiting is not inaction, it's listening. Practice grounding before deciding. Move your body, breathe deeply, connect with the present moment. When your energy is scattered, even strong intuitive messages can feel distorted. Grounding stabilizes your field and clears noise, allowing clarity to rise naturally. Use your body as a guide. Every decision has a vibration. Tune into how each option feels, not what you think about it, but how it registers in your system. Does your chest open or tighten? Do you feel energized or drained? These signals are not subtle when you're paying attention. Your body never lies. Clarity also comes from contrast. Sometimes the wrong choice helps illuminate the right one. Reflect on past decisions, where you followed inner knowing and where you ignored it. Notice the difference in outcome, emotion, and energetic flow. These patterns teach you how your intuition communicates uniquely with you. When your decision feels calm, steady, and clear, even without logical proof, you've reached alignment. Trusting that signal is an act of spiritual maturity. It means choosing from inner truth rather than external pressure. That's where empowered decisions are made, not by avoiding risk, but by staying connected to your deepest guidance. Uncertainty is part of every transformation. These are the moments when logic fails, options blur, and no clear outcome exists. It's here that intuition becomes essential, not just helpful. In uncertainty, your inner voice becomes the only reliable guide through the fog. Trusting intuition doesn't mean you'll always feel confident or sure. It means you choose to follow what feels aligned even without visible guarantees. The absence of clarity outside you becomes an invitation to deepen clarity within. This is where your real power begins to take shape. When nothing makes sense, pause. Resist the urge to force decisions or grasp for quick solutions. Intuition thrives in presence, not panic. Ask inwardly, what truth is trying to emerge here? This reframes uncertainty as opportunity, not threat. Listen for signals beyond the surface. A dream, a repeated symbol, an inner pull. These are not coincidences. They are the language of your intuitive system responding to energy in motion. The more unpredictable the path, the more direct this guidance becomes. Doubt will often appear alongside intuitive insight. This is normal. Intuition doesn't cancel fear. It invites you to move through it. Notice the voice of doubt, but don't feed it. Return to stillness. Remember what that deeper knowing felt like before the mind began to question it. Your original sense is usually the most accurate. In uncertain times, simplify. Focus on the next clear step, not the full map. Intuition rarely reveals everything at once. It shows the direction, not the destination. When you honor that first nudge, the next one follows. Trust builds through action, not waiting. Also, let go of needing approval. Intuitive choices are often misunderstood by others. That doesn't mean they're wrong. It means you're following a path that's uniquely yours. If you need others to validate your guidance, you'll stay stuck in cycles of hesitation. The unknown is not empty. It's filled with possibility, waiting for your decision to unlock it. When you choose to trust your inner voice, especially when it feels risky or unclear, you open the door to outcomes beyond what logic could predict. A life guided by intuition is not about perfection, it's about alignment. It's not built on rigid plans or external validation, but on an ongoing commitment to listen within, trust what arises, and act from truth. Over time, this becomes more than a practice. It becomes a way of being. When you consistently follow your inner voice, decisions feel lighter. You move through life with clarity, not because you always know what will happen, but because you're anchored in purpose. Challenges no longer shake you the same way. You meet them from a grounded place, knowing that each situation holds meaning beyond surface appearances. Living this way shifts how you set goals. Instead of chasing what looks successful, you pursue what feels authentic. The need to impress, prove, or compare begins to dissolve. You're no longer driven by fear of missing out. You're guided by what your soul recognizes as meaningful. Relationships change too. You start to attract people who align with your energy, not just your interests. You become more discerning, not out of judgment, but out of respect for your own field. Your intuition tells you who nourishes your growth and who drains it. And you listen. Your work gains depth. Whether in business, creativity, or service, intuition infuses your choices with wisdom. You feel guided to say yes when it counts and walk away when it's time. The old pressure to hustle fades, replaced by flow, clarity, and quiet power. This lifestyle also deepens your connection to the unseen. You begin to notice synchronicities, those seemingly random events that hold perfect timing. You experience guidance through signs, dreams, and sudden insight. You realize that you're never navigating alone. A greater intelligence is always working with you. But the true reward isn't just better outcomes. It's the peace that comes from knowing you're living in integrity. You are no longer split between who you are and what you do. Each step becomes sacred because it reflects your inner truth. To live by intuition is to trust your soul more than your fears. It's to choose alignment over approval, presence over pressure, and purpose over predictability. This is the foundation of a spiritually clear, empowered life. If this content made sense to you, don't stop here. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future content. Now, watch this next video where I'll show you another essential step to transform your reality.